And joining us from Washington, D.C. is my colleague Saurabh Shukla. Saurabh, is the U.S. Capitol waking up to chaos as government shutdown begins? Tell us more about the sentiment this morning from your vantage. What does the shutdown really mean for the government and people alike?
You know, obviously, it's a difficult situation for a lot of federal workers who are waking up to a no payday, so to say. And also, as I said, that even though essential services are not impacted, but yes, this impacts the morale. I can tell you that a lot of, you mentioned about parks and all, but there are other services as well. In fact, the contractors who work with the U.S. government, they will not even get paid for this, the times when they miss out on these days. The other non-essential staffs are on furlough, like the Foreign Press Center, which services journalists here, the global journalists here in Washington, D.C. That's shut today. Even White House, the press office as a scaled down operation. So and obviously whether it's at the airport workers or the security personnel, even though they're essential, but certainly a lot of them do call in sick because they don't want to work without their salaries getting paid. And it remains to be seen how long the standoff is going to last. But certainly this impacts the morale of the employees and it impacts people at large. And if this continues, certainly it will have an economic repercussion as well, Ramesh.
Now, it's day one, but looking ahead, Saurabh, is there still hope for an early resolution? Are the Republicans open for talks with the opposition Democrats?
As an independent observer here in Washington, D.C., I can tell you I've been talking to both the sides, but their positions are very rigid as of now. That's the reason why even in Senate, President Trump had earlier called these leaders, the bipartisan leaders, to the White House, but they cannot reach any agreement. And I don't see a possibility of agreement unless they come to a middle ground. There is hardening of stance because the Republican parties and also President Trump's advisors, they believe that if this standoff continues and if they even have to resort to some cutting of employees, this will give bad publicity to Democrats as they are being blamed for stalling it, because those 5 votes which were required in the Senate, obviously Democrats held it back. But Democrats believe that without social welfare spending and also the healthcare spending, they lose out on their core constituency. So it's a matter of, I would say, a battle of prestige, but people at large are getting impacted. That's a big concern here.
Battle of prestige and a battle of wits, also some would say, Saurabh. Let's leave it there for now. Thank you for joining us. Saurabh Shukla reporting there from Washington, D.C.